Welcome back. Habitat for Humanity has a new executive director, at least new to Midday. His name is Bill Miller. He's joining us on the show today. It's great to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, I know that Kim was leading up the position for quite a while. She left in May for a different opportunity, and you've come in. How did you come to get the job?
Well, it originally started with a company I work for donating some windows to Habitat, and then Kim invited me to be on the build committee, and then the build committee invited me to be the chair of the build committee, and then ended up being on the board of directors. And when Kim left, I was approached to take over the position as executive director, and I did.
Good for you. Good for you. So, you know, in following through with Kim, we talked certainly about the last success of the last build, the keys being handed over to the two new families just a few months ago in Westside. They have a duplex there. We can take a look at the pictures that show this latest success story. They like to see a house a year. So two were built in over 2 years, two families with lots of kids getting an opportunity to have their own homes. This is pretty cool. I know this was a very special day for these families. And of course, now you're looking ahead to the next build.
Yeah, we are. We're right now starting the process for recruitment of the next family selection, but we're also equally as importantly looking for the next site to build. And we're not limited to Kamloops. I mean, we cover a pretty broad region.
What is your region?
Technically, we go all the way up to Prince George, and we can handle all, certainly within an hour of Kamloops. So Merritt, Logan Lake, Ashcroft, Cache Creek, Salmon Arm, and then all the way up to Prince George.
Up to and including Prince George.
Yes.
So the next build could be in Prince George.
Could be in Prince George.
Yeah, I never even knew that.
We have a number of properties there now that we hold mortgages on, so it's a natural transition for us. But equally importantly, we can look at the smaller communities. It doesn't have to be just Kamloops.
How soon do you have to make that decision, and what's the timeline of the next build?
We need to have the next build finished by the end of 2019. So we're looking now. Like I said, we'll start the process for family selection here fairly quickly. We'll determine which community that we'll look for an appropriate site in the next community for the build, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, that's exciting. So I suppose if you haven't decided on the families yet, that now's the time for people who are interested to apply. Would that be right?
Yeah, that would be right. Like I said, we're going to start the recruitment process. We'll go out in the marketplace and we'll start some advertising and reaching out to some of the local service providers and letting everybody know that, hey, we're starting over again.
And how do people apply?
They just simply need to we have a family services coordinator at the Habitat office, which is above the Restore. And they can go online to our website, or they can call the office, and we'll start taking their names and numbers. And then the meetings will be set up for a screening process. We have a family services selection committee comprised of 3 members of the board of directors, and they'll get involved as we work our way through the families.
Exciting. All right. Anything else you want to mention about the next few years then, and sort of what the big picture is for you guys?
Well, we're looking at alternate sites. We're looking at mixed density sites. We're looking at mixed use. And given the land costs in the regions, higher density or multifamily strata title units is certainly something we're exploring.
Right.
And we can also do single family builds. So we're looking at a variety of partnerships with other nonprofit corporations and BC Housing and Canada Mortgage and Housing.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for being here to tell us about that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay,
thanks for having me.
Yes, Bill Miller, the new executive director of our local Habitat team, and right now is when they're accepting applications for families looking to be a part of the Habitat experience. If you're interested, the website's right there on the screen. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.